rebates are back.
The auto industry is increasingly electric.
The government unveiling its new auto strategy that will drive down costs for consumers.
Hopefully that'll create jobs, keep that third shift going.
Rapid growth in Chatham-Kent.
The great thing here in Chatham-Kent is we have a lot of capacity for growth.
Why the municipality is growing faster than its neighbors. And Battle of the Badges.
Firefighters. Police.
Fire department.
The police.
Fire department.
Who took home the title in an intense game that raised much needed money for local cancer research?
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on CTV Windsor and AM 800. Tonight, the Prime Minister has unveiled a new national auto strategy. It includes an end to the electric vehicle mandate and the return of EV rebates. CTV's Rachel Aiello has the details for us.
A national auto strategy for the next generation. Today, the government unveiled a 5-pillar and multi-billion-dollar plan to protect jobs and reward companies making vehicles in Canada.
The future of the auto industry is increasingly electric and connected. And so to remain competitive and to realize our potential, we must develop the entire value chain for next generation vehicles.
To help Canadians afford them, starting February 16th, consumers who purchase electric vehicles will be eligible for a new rebate. The government is offering purchase or lease incentives of up to $5,000 for fully electric vehicles and up to $2,500 for plug-in hybrid models. There will be no price cap on Canadian-made cars, and only models coming from countries Canada has a free trade deal with will qualify if they cost less than $50,000. That means the rebate won't apply to Chinese EVs.
Today's announcement will directly support workers here in Ontario and across Canada.
Carney is also replacing the contentious EV sales mandate with new emission standards for future models, easing some of the pressure automakers are under.
This puts us on a path to greater electrification while giving industry the flexibility it needs during a very difficult time for the economy and for the sector.
Hopefully we can get to a point where we continue to be tariff-free.
And car dealers say they're ready to stock up.
It's certainly encouraging that we'll be able to pass on some savings directly to the consumer, especially in a time of higher prices on really everything.
Beyond affordability, this country's lacking EV infrastructure remains a barrier to Canadians pulling the plug on gas-powered vehicles. And so today, Carney also promised $1.5 billion to build up this country's roadside charging network. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
This announcement is drawing reaction here in Windsor, where thousands of jobs are tied to the auto industry. CTV's Sanjay Maru has the reaction for us tonight. Sanjay.
Yes, Stephanie, and about 1,500 more jobs will be coming, we hope, later this month with the expansion of that third shift. The federal government's new auto strategy arriving at a critical moment for this city as massive EV and battery investments move forward and thousands of local jobs hang on this industry's transition. A step in the right direction. That's the general consensus from those in Windsor's auto sector reacting to the federal government's new auto strategy, announced just weeks before 1,500 jobs are expected to be added at Windsor Assembly.
It recognizes Canadian-built cars and gives them incentives. Not only does it advertise that, hey, we're building these here in our community in Canada, you're getting an incentive on top of it. So hopefully that'll create jobs, keep that third shift going.
Unifor Auto Council Chair John Dagnolo says simply having a national policy in place gives workers and companies something to plan around. And according to business leaders, stability has long been the missing piece in auto.
The demand that's out there in the economy for EV vehicles seems to not match up with the targets that were set for, 2035. Having the ability to kind of push back some of these timelines and deadlines should allow the pace of adoption to be a little bit more natural.
The head of the Windsor-Essex Chamber of Commerce says giving automakers more flexibility could lead to launches of new models, the kind of work that typically drives orders for Windsor's extensive supplier base. The announcement is also being welcomed by former Windsor West MP Brian Massey, who spent years pushing Ottawa to adopt a national auto strategy.
If they follow through and they use it to measure the progress, the jobs, the investment, how we meet our targets, then they will have done a good job with that. That will be the next stage, is the follow-up for this.
The federal strategy also includes new transition supports such as work sharing programs and reskilling funds. Measures Unifor says will only become more critical as the next generation of auto manufacturing takes shape.
I was in a meeting, they were talking about humanoids, and they're real. It's real. They have them in the plant today. Technology is changing, and you have to have the training to make sure we're successful and we're leading the way. So it's so important to make sure we have those incentives in place.
Another key piece of this auto strategy, according to the federal government, is all about addressing affordability. Former Windsor West MP Brian Massey, who you saw there, he says entry-level vehicles have largely disappeared from the market, leaving many younger buyers priced out, and he hopes these new incentives help bring back more affordable options.
Yeah, here's hoping. Okay, Sanjay Mara.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this takes us to our question of the day. Would an EV rebate influence your decision to purchase an electric or hybrid vehicle? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Now, whether or not you drive an EV, be cautious when driving. Snowfall is on the way. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joins us now for a first look at the weather tonight. Gary.
You know, I think the worst case scenario is the timing, Stephanie. Good evening, folks. We're talking about a wide swath around the next, say, 30 to 60 minutes. We're going to see encroachment across Lake St. Clair, and with that, light bands of flurries moving into southwestern Ontario. Eventually, overnight, we'll see the winds picking up and the intensification of said storm. And it could mean upwards of about 5 centimeters of snowfall headed our way in the next, say, 12 to 18 hours. I'll break down what you need to know, where temperatures are headed, which is an interesting story over the next several days. It's all coming up in just moments. For now, I'll send it back to you at the desk.
In other news, Windsor police have arrested a 67-year-old man in connection with the sexual exploitation of a 16-year-old girl. He was previously barred from contacting anyone under the age of 18. He was taken into custody in Essex by OPP and now faces multiple charges, including child luring and possession of exploitation material. Windsor police are also reporting a sharp rise in fraud cases driven largely by identity theft. Police say fraud was up 17% in January. 172 cases were reported in Windsor and Amherstburg compared to 147 a year earlier. Investigators say many cases involve stolen wallets, debit cards, and identification left in vehicles, gym lockers, or public spaces. Officers are also urging residents to watch for data breaches and regularly monitor their credit and financial accounts. Police warn tap-enabled cards are often used within minutes of being stolen.
Or somebody stealing your debit or credit card, going to buy something at a store where they just use a purchase enough to use the tap option on your card. It's tapped right away and then they're gone. And usually before somebody even realizes that their card is stolen.
Canada Border Services officers have seized thousands of illegal tobacco products at major border crossings. At the Ambassador Bridge, Peace, and Queenston bridges, officers intercepted nearly 6,000 kilograms of illegal tobacco and more than 10,000 nicotine vapes coming from the United States. Officials say the seizures are part of an ongoing effort to disrupt organized crime. The trial of 2 Essex County men accused in a non-fatal 2023 shooting continued today. Both faced multiple charges, including discharging a firearm and assault. During cross-examination, the defense reviewed the American victim's medical records, including notes documenting his condition after each visit from Windsor to Detroit. The victim, who was shot in the foot, at times appeared unsure about some of the entries, leading the defense to suggest his injuries and treatment may have been overstated. The victim disagreed, pointing to 2 skin grafts as evidence, although he acknowledged he may have been overly optimistic during parts of his recovery. The trial resumes tomorrow and is expected to conclude next Friday. Long periods without power, difficulty accessing medicine, and fuel shortages, daily realities for those in Cuba right now. But some Windsorites with trips planned say that's why they still want to go to help. CTV's Robert Lothian has been speaking with Windsor travelers.
Unfolding uncertainty at a top Canadian travel destination. Unrest in Cuba is nerve-wracking for LaSalle's Chad Stratford.
They're the most amazing people I've ever met. I would call them family.
Developing deep relationships with Cuban residents he met more than 10 years ago, Stratford has been sending supplies to friends, including 86 pounds of chicken.
I love seeing the pictures that they send me of them enjoying their meals, but the really sad part to see is them doing it in the dark. There she is.
One of Stratford's friends agreed to share her account of life in Cuba on the basis of anonymity. We'll call her Maria.
How's the power situation over there?
We're having blackouts of sometimes 20 hours or 18 hours, sometimes 24 or more.
With the electrical grid under strain, she says power is prioritized for resorts. Meanwhile, residents like Maria, a new mother, face limited access to the necessities.
The problem is there's no medicine. You have to go to the black market and take antibiotics or any medicine for, for fever or for whatever you need.
Those conditions forcing a new travel advisory. Canadians being urged to exercise a high degree of caution in Cuba.
I'm going. I think as Canadians, my personal belief is I'm called to help. And whatever that means to me, I guess we'll deal with it when we get there.
Changing government guidance isn't stopping Windsor's Reverend Ron Dunn. He's moving forward with a planned trip to Cuba.
I'm not going to let fear control my life. When folks who have it so much worse than me are calling for help, I think that's just our responsibility and our duty to go and help if we can.
Travelers like Dunn are warned of petty theft in the country that largely relies on cash. According to a tourism management professor, Canadians should take all precautions possible.
Take an actual paper copy of your passport, because if you run out of power, your phone may not work to show the picture of it. Bring along any extra medication. Once again, with your travel insurance, make sure what the cancellation policies actually are.
We're stopped here.
As for Maria, she's hoping there might be a future for her family here in Canada. Until then, Stratford will continue sending help, but is unsure if he'll travel.
If the staff are telling you that it's really bad, what are you supposed to do?
Robert Lothian, CTV News.
Chatham-Kent is growing faster than it has in more than 2 decades. The municipality says, in fact, it's outpacing many neighboring communities. CTV's Chris Campbell looks at what's behind the surge and whether the region is ready for it.
For years, Chatham-Kent was losing people, the population declining.
About 6 years ago, that trend changed.
New data shows from 2001 to 2015, the municipality's population dropped 6.6%, a loss of more than 7,300 residents. But since 2016, that decline has turned into steady growth, now back up 8.1%, or more than 8,400 people.
We put a lot of work in across the municipality to do a lot of things in arts, culture, recreation, but just the affordability here.
As of July 1st last year, Chatham-Kent's population reached 113,070, a 1.23% jump in just 1 year, the fastest annual increase on record. Mayor Darren Caniff says much of that growth is being driven by people relocating from other parts of Ontario, especially young families. More than a quarter of new arrivals are children under 15.
That indicates that we got a lot of families moving to our community, which, as most of us would typically recognise, Chatham-Kent is a great place to raise a family.
The growth is also outpacing the region. Chatham-Kent's 1.23% increase beat the Ontario average of 0.7 and topped Windsor, London and Sarnia.
From my side, right, I relocated here because of the work.
one thing, but what I found here is actually like not spending 4 hours in traffic in other, like, because I relocated from Toronto area, right?
More people moving in means more homes are needed, and local developers say they're seeing that demand.
Yeah, we can see these things, but our goal is to create rental and housing for the community, for the existing population here in Chatham.
Beyond population, incomes are also climbing. Medium personal income in Chatham-Kent rose 5.4% in 2023, higher than the national average. And over the last 5 years, incomes have increased 20%.
I think what we're doing right is building a great community, building a great quality of life. Folks in certain professions can choose to live anywhere.
Officials say the focus now is making sure housing, infrastructure and services keep up with the momentum so the growth can continue long term.
The great thing here in Chatham-Kent is we have a lot of capacity for growth.
In Chatham-Kent, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Do you have a story idea for us? We want to hear from you. Text us at 10400. You can also send photos and video. A massive organized crime probe has rocked Toronto police. 7 officers charged in an alleged plot involving murder, drugs, and extortion. That's still ahead on Windsor's News Leader. Team Canada is in Milan, but some stars are sidelined. When we return, how officials are juggling schedules and who's impacted. And tomorrow, the Winter Olympics begin. Who will shine? Who will surprise? And which moments you won't want to miss? We'll have the highlights again tomorrow at CTV News. Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. A massive organized crime investigation has shaken the Toronto police force. At least 7 officers are facing a slew of charges, including conspiracy to commit murder, extortion, and drug trafficking. As CTV's John Musselman reports, the probe was initiated after plans to kill a corrections officer came to light.
Cars in front of them just wandering down the middle of the road. Cars coming up behind.
This is police video of just one incident.
Those are our vehicles. Let's take them down right now. Contain.
That highlights the devastating allegations filed against 7 Toronto police officers and 1 retired officer.
Over the grass into a car.
Investigators allege 3 masked men attempted to murder an Ontario corrections manager at his home in York Region in June. The suspects were allegedly leaked personal information by Toronto Police Constable Timothy Barnhart.
We allege that this officer then released the information to a Mr. Brian DaCosta, and from there it was released further into other criminal networks.
The allegations against the Toronto officers include bribery, obstruction of justice, drug trafficking, theft of personal property, breach of trust, and the unauthorized access of confidential information. The information was handed over to organized criminal figures. It led to shootings in the GTA and in southern Ontario. At least 1 shooting is connected to the gun violence plaguing the tow truck industry.
This news is both shocking and completely unacceptable. Corruption has no place in policing.
Toronto Police Chief Myron Demkew calls it a painful moment for the force, and he has asked the Inspector General of Policing to investigate.
This is a painful and unsettling moment. It needs to be addressed openly, and it needs to be addressed honestly. The allegations against 7 Toronto police members and 1 retired member are deeply disappointing.
Clayton Campbell is the president of the Toronto Police Association.
If proven true, our members do not tolerate this sort of stuff. We are so indebted to the public for trust. If we don't have public trust, we have nothing.
The allegations also include officers accepting bribes to obstruct police action against illegal activity. At least 19 other civilians have been charged in connection with this investigation. Chief Demkew says he is committed to holding the accused officers accountable, and he says the Toronto Police Services Board has not asked for his resignation, considering these findings came under his leadership. More than 400 officers took part in these internal investigations that led to these charges, and police say this investigation is ongoing. John Musselman, CTV News in York Region.
To Pearson Airport next, and a CTV News exclusive. A video of a takedown within the secure area of an airport. As CTV's John Woodward reports, a baggage handler caught in the act of moving a bag of cocaine decided to run. We apologize for that. Moving forward, Team Canada is gearing up to chase gold at the Winter Olympics in Milan, but already some events will go ahead without a few star athletes. As CTV's Heather Butt shows us, officials are juggling events and schedules.
An alarming image of Mark McMorris following a crash yesterday in training. The 32-year-old three-time Olympic medalist confirming he hit his head and will not compete in the big air competition. In a statement, McMorris said, "Fortunately, things are looking good for slopestyle, so I'm staying positive and shifting my focus there." Snowboarder Tess Critchlow has already had to withdraw due to injury, and Canada has had to swap out athletes in men's hockey and figure skating in the team event because of injury.
For those who've been injured and unable to compete, I feel for them first and foremost, and therefore give them as much support to see if they can compete in the case of those where it's questionable.
Facing these early obstacles, there's also questions over how the Olympic team is preparing to handle competing against the Americans at a time of heightened tensions between the countries.
The rivalry with the United States is one that's decades and decades old in sport, and yet I think there's a little bit more riding on it.
That rivalry most anticipated on the ice, where it will be a monumental year for hockey, marking the return of NHL players in the men's tournament for the first time since 2014. Combine that with the first winter game since the Professional Women's Hockey League launched, putting a spotlight on an extraordinary depth of international talent.
This is an immensely talented team, and they're in their final preparations. And very soon, we will see them walking into opening ceremonies to show the world just what Canadian excellence looks like.
While Team Canada battles injuries, Finland is dealing with illness. The two countries were supposed to face off today in women's hockey, but the game was postponed as the Finns battle the norovirus. Team Canada's first game will now be against Switzerland on Saturday. Heather Butts, CTV News, Milan.
We are returning back to that Pearson story now, and a baggage handler caught moving a bag of cocaine.
A baggage handler discovered by officers hiding in a luggage cart at Pearson International Airport, and then a takedown on the tarmac.
It's somebody who's obviously in a state of panic. They want to hide. There's not a lot of places to hide on the apron of an airport.
Pearson's surveillance video obtained by CTV News shows the baggage handler, Nigel Welsh, starting his day like any other, passing into Pearson's secure area. According to evidence presented to Superior Court in Brampton, he unloaded luggage from this plane arriving from Jamaica in 2021, but stuck around. Security video shows him leaving the plane after everyone else is gone with a backpack. The court heard a mechanic saw him and called his manager, and soon a chase was on. Other security video shows Welsh and the mechanic running through the airport tunnels. Welsh drops the bag and disappears. Police and CBSA officers found cell phones, 9 bricks of cocaine, and 1 pouch of marijuana, worth about $1 million altogether. Officers started searching all of Terminal 3, and as they are going through luggage carts, that's where they spot him. He jumps out and runs again before being tackled by, well, everyone. In court, Welsh maintained he wasn't the man carrying the bag, and the only reason that he was hiding in the luggage carts was because he'd lost his airport ID. Prosecutors pointed out the phone they found with that bag had accounts with his email address. Welsh was sentenced to 9 years in prison in January. He's appealing it.
In that world of drug smuggling, if you're that person, that's what you've been paid for. You're going to take that fall.
Former Toronto detective Mark Mendelson says there are so many bags coming in and so much money to be made, this will happen occasionally. Last year, the Mounties charged 2 baggage handlers, and in 2019, 2 Sunwing employees were charged in a drug ring operating out of Pearson. For those who want to try it, the airport is not a place you can make a mistake.
It's high risk. We're talking about a premise here that is laden with security cameras. They're everywhere at Pearson Airport.
Cameras that caught him running and recorded him getting caught. John Woodward, CTV News.
As Gary mentioned earlier, snowfall is in the forecast, and McMaster Children's Hospital says helmets should be worn while tobogganing, citing concerns about head injuries. The hospital says it had multiple incidents in January where children suffered traumatic injuries after sledding into trees. It says head injuries are the most common, especially concerning because they can lead to lasting brain damage or cognitive difficulties. Researchers say children between the ages of 6 and 10 experience the highest proportion of injuries. Also tonight, Prime Minister Mark Carney's pledge to NATO allies that Canada will spend the equivalent of 5% of GDP on defense will cost the country an extra $33.5 billion. That's according to the Office of the Parliamentary Budget Officer. NATO members committed to the steep new 5% target last year in response to pressures from U.S. President Donald Trump to hike military spending across the alliance. Carney's first federal budget vowed to put Canada on the pathway to meeting the latest NATO spending targets. The estimates suggest ramping up spending over the next decade will push the federal debt to GDP ratio by more than 6% in 2035. Canada's main stock index plunged more than 500 points. In Toronto, the TSX fell 577, while in New York, the Dow lost 593, the Nasdaq dropped 364. The Canadian dollar is down a modest 0.04 cents. On commodity markets, gold lost $61 an ounce, and oil is down $1.85 a barrel. Cancer care closer to home, still ahead. From diagnosis to reconstruction, a new service is being offered at Erie Shores Healthcare.
Thanks to Joni LaRiviere for this winter scenic image. The birds taking advantage of that bird feeder with some sunshine, but not so sunny tomorrow with snow on the way. I'll break down what you need to know for tonight and tomorrow. It's going to be windy, too. It's coming up on CTV News Windsor.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Winsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
Cloudy skies, but we should see some snowfall shortly, Gary.
Yeah, it's going to be gray and white. Clouds, gray, white, the snow coming. And it looks like with the computer models, really not in agreement this afternoon over the last couple of hours. We look at several to get us congruency, a general consensus. And now the computer models are suggesting a wildly different temperature profile over the next little while. I'll explain it now. Today, down to about -7 for the daytime higher. Average is just shy of the 0 mark. So it was cold today, and it felt like about -14 through the afternoon. So it's just been a chilly, well, February, no doubt. Air quality is not the best. It's in the medium profile, so we're looking at 4 on a scale of 1 to 10. The lower the number, the better. Mostly cloudy conditions, and the winds are going to be picking up at times over the next 24 to 48 hours. In fact, tomorrow we'll see gusts in the 70s in the afternoon. Tonight, in the 30 to 40 range. Keep that in mind. Right now, temperatures between -7 and -8 between Windsor, Essex, Chatham-Kent. That's 19 Fahrenheit. In Windsor, 18 in Chatham-Kent. The wind chill, what it feels like in Windsor at the airport, minus 14. Chillier still in Chatham-Kent. It feels like minus 16. By the way, just to give you an idea of how warm it's getting across the prairies and BC, 7 degrees in Vancouver, 15 in Calgary. It's minus 5 in Toronto. Imagine that, 15 versus minus 5 and minus 6 here, getting down to about minus 12 by midnight in our neck of the woods. You can see the snow moving across parts of Michigan due east, right across the Lake Huron shores, and scattered flurries in and around Lake St. Clair will increase late tonight into tomorrow morning. I think the heaviest bands of snow will fall between, say, 2 and 6, maybe 7 a.m. This simulation has changed drastically in the last couple hours, as mentioned, where we were seeing at around 3 o'clock, 2 to 4, 2 to 6 centimeters. Now it's closer to 5 to 10, which means the models are suggesting that this system is intensifying, will be delivering a higher yield. We're down to about minus 7, feeling like about minus 15 at midnight. The Enercare SILE 7-day forecast calls for a +1 tomorrow afternoon, but it's about the snow and the windy forecast through the midday. Sunny on Saturday, minus 12, just gets colder. Sunday, minus 7, then minus 5, +5. Monday through Tuesday with fair weather. Wednesday, Thursday, +3, then 0. The temperatures are all over the place. But snow is coming tomorrow. That's our first thing we have to consider. Let's look at your weather.
Erie Shores Healthcare is expanding breast cancer care in Essex County, launching a new plastic surgery service. The program will offer breast reconstruction consultations, helping patients move more smoothly from diagnosis through treatment, recovery, and reconstruction without having to travel out of town. The initiative is supported by $200,000 in annual funding from Essex County. The money will cover new surgical equipment and enhance women's health services. The first breast reconstruction surgery is expected to happen in March. The city's finest and bravest faced off on the ice in a friendly hockey game on World Cancer Day. Prior to the game, we asked fans the obvious question: who will win the Battle of the Badges title? Windsor Police or Windsor Fire? Here's what they had to say.
Police. Firefighters. Police.
Fire department.
The police.
Fire department.
Police.
Why?
Because they're just better. Windsor Fire! Fire!
So having the guys rappel from the rafters, that's pretty cool.
You heard right after 2 responders touched back on the ground and a ceremonial puck drop. Both teams hit the ice and with passion. The night wasn't one that solely honored the service and sacrifices of these men and women. This battle also being held again on World Cancer Day, so the community can gather together to remember the fighters of this deadly disease. We spoke with one woman who is now part of the cancer survivor Dragon Boat team.
Everybody has someone in their life. They know somebody that's had breast cancer, and our group offers hope and an athletic outlet to get out on the water and be strong and enjoy a group team event.
Well, Windsor Police won 6-2. And Jeff Casey, the founder of Play for a Cure, says there were 4,100 people at the WFCU yesterday night. In total, the event raised $176,000 for local cancer research.
They're able to raise $106,000. Absolutely incredible for the community to come out like that. We had 4,100 people at WFCU Center, and on top of that, we were actually able to reach our goal of 70,000, and it was matched by the Cancer Research Society, an additional $70,000.
Once a point of national pride, Canada's healthcare system is under growing strain. New data from the Angus Reid Institute shows half of Canadians now either don't have a family doctor or struggle to see the one they have. That's up from 40% a decade ago. 1 in 8 say they've been searching for more than a year or have simply given up. Access is worsening despite rising healthcare spending and more doctors per capita. And it's not just primary care. Canadians also report major delays for specialists, surgery, diagnostics, and emergency rooms. 7 in 10 say healthcare has deteriorated in the past decade. Shopping for a new car, coming up, the top picks you can trust and which vehicles are worth your money. With the average cost of a new vehicle now about $65,000, you want to make sure it's built to last. As CTV's Pat Foran shows us, Consumer Reports just released its top 10 list for 2026.
Every day, Consumer Reports tests new vehicles at its state-of-the-art facility, measuring everything from safety and performance to fuel efficiency and cargo space. Beyond the test track, its member surveys give exclusive real-world insights into reliability and owner satisfaction from about 380,000 vehicles this year.
The CARS team looks at data from our testing and from member surveys to determine what are the 10 vehicles that stand out most in their class. These are the vehicles that are easy recommendations to make and a great starting point for any car shopper.
SUVs are as popular as ever. This year, the Subaru's Crosstrek and Forester, along with the Toyota Grand Highlander, were all top picks. If you're looking for something more upscale, top luxury SUVs include the Lexus NX and BMW X5.
We also have a couple great sedans on the list with the Honda Civic and Toyota Camry. Both of these performed well in our tests, get terrific fuel economy, and are very reliable.
For drivers who want a truck that's easy to live with, the Ford Maverick is the top choice for best small pickup, and the Ford F-150 makes the list too, the first full-size pickup in years to score high enough to be a top pick. The Tesla Model Y is the top pick for EVs. And for the first time, all 10 of Consumer Reports' 2026 top picks are available as hybrid or EV versions. All of the top picks also come standard with key safety features, including automatic emergency braking and pedestrian detection. Any of these top picks would be a good place to start if you're looking for a new vehicle, as they're considered outstanding in their respective categories. Pat Foran, CTV News.
It's time for a weekly segment, What's Up YQG, with Johnny Parks from 89X and our own Melanie Kentner. Now, you two are teeing up some pre-Valentine's Day fun we're looking forward to.
Yeah, lots of Valentine's themes events going on in Windsor, Essex. And Johnny, we're going to start with Windsor Eats.
Yeah, we're at the Love Shack. Adriano, I think last year when I came, I ended up making out with a flamingo. But for normal people, what can they expect from this event?
You definitely made out with the flamingo, which was awesome. But yeah, we deck out the Windsor Eats food hall, much like we did for Christmas for Tinseltown, Windsor. We do it with the Love Shack for Valentine's Day. It was a huge hit last year, and now we're bringing it back. Making it like Cupid threw up everywhere in the place, red and pink everywhere, love songs playing on the speakers, and of course our cocktails are themed for the evening as well.
So what can you tell us about the themed cocktails and other special things going on?
Well, we keep some of our regulars and just change the name. Like we have a strawberry shortcake margarita, which is a big hit, so the shorty will be on the menu, and just calling it the shorty because, hey, love. But we also bring other ones like the pink lady onto the menu, and so there are a lot of special ones on there. We specialize in our cocktails. We absolutely love them, and more people are getting to know them. So it's just it's a nice special treat for people to come after dinner.
And when is the best time for people to swing by to check it out?
We are open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday beginning at 5 o'clock.
And what about next weekend, the big Valentine's Day weekend? What do you got going on?
Yes, we start on Friday for those who don't necessarily love, or are in love or are hurting. We have Love Hurt, so you can come and get tattoos. We have a tattoo artist here. Again, the theme drinks, and we have bluegrass music playing as well through the evening. And then Friday, or the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday next week, we have our S'mores and Cocoa Festival happening.
Maybe I'll get that flamingo tattooed on me.
You absolutely should.
Yeah, do people need reservations for any of this?
No reservations. It's, just walk in. It's free to attend as well, and just enjoy everything that's happening.
Perfect. Sounds great. We'll put the links to all those on the website. Now, Johnny, there are a few other things going on, including a Valentine's Day market.
Yeah, that's happening at the Fogelar, 10 to 3 on Sunday.
And there's something for somebody maybe not Valentine's themed for rockers.
Yeah, Bret Michaels is playing at Caesars Windsor tonight. I loved Rock of Love growing up, by the way. Great show. Also an AC/DC tribute at Chrysler Theater. That's happening Saturday.
Perfect. So something for everybody. We put the links online, and that's what's up, YQG.
2026 is a fantastic year for movies, and we want to make sure you can see them all. Head to ctvwindsor.ca and enter the code word for your chance to win movies for a year from Imagine Cinemas. Sit way back and enjoy the show.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. You're invited to the Spectre Cares Sweetheart Gala, an elegant evening with a 4-course dinner and live entertainment. All proceeds support United Way Windsor Essex. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Travis Fortnum now. You have more details on the new auto strategy.
Yeah, that's right. There is an automotive engineering professor at the University of Windsor who says he likes the plan. In his opinion, this encourages Canadians to buy vehicles built at home rather than sending money overseas. He says there are already several Canadian-built electric and hybrid models on the market with hopes more will follow, and adds about 3/4 of Canadians want to buy a new vehicle assembled in Canada.
These investments live a long time, many decades. Cars live a long time. The average age of a car on a Canadian road is over 10 years. So people won't buy a car unless they know that the dealership will be there with parts and service for them.
True. And we also have a story online about some grandparents who are really going to spoil their grandkids.
Yeah, that's right, because Doreen and Albert Drouillard just became millionaires. The couple claiming the prize in a $1 million Max Millions prize from Lotto Max in December. Doreen saying she checked the ticket at a convenience store on Christmas Day, and Albert couldn't believe her. He had to confirm it for himself. They say they plan to buy a condo, a new truck, and yes, share with their grandkids. You can find more, including where the lucky ticket was purchased, on ctvnewswindsor.ca. And in our social spotlight tonight, the Muppets are back.
I basically modeled my whole look and style after you.
Oh, trust me, my attorneys and I have taken notice, and we will be in touch.
There's Miss Piggy hanging out with pop star Sabrina Carpenter. If you've seen her, Kermit, or Gonzo all over your feed, you haven't stumbled back in time. There's a brand new Muppet Show special out on Disney Plus with all the songs, laughs, and antics you'd come to expect from the gang. The word on the street is this one-off episode is a test to gauge audience interest, and if enough people tune in, the Muppets might get steady work again.
Oh my God, this is bringing back great memories.
I feel like when I was a kid, the Muppets were just kind of always around. No really Muppets movies were coming out back then, but they were just always around doing something.
And now it's totally different. It's like, put on the series, put on YouTube. So I'm definitely going to throw my kids and watch this for sure. I love Miss Piggy. She's my favorite.
Well, yeah, there she is with Sabrina Carpenter. And yeah, and if enough people watch, maybe they'll be back every week or something.
Okay, thank you, Travis Fortnum with Happening Now.
Thank you.
Abandoned as a baby, raised on the prairies. A new Canadian superhero story is just beginning. Meet Skybreaker when we return. Yeah, kind of gross out there on the roads.
Well, some areas haven't been cleared entirely, and there's going to be more snow for tomorrow morning's commute on the ground. Upwards of about 5 centimeters now forecast, Stefanie. And folks, it looks like temperatures are going to warm considerably. It will be more seasonal tomorrow afternoon, but it's about the snow in the morning. It will be a windy day as well, especially in the afternoon. And then we'll see some sunshine for the weekend, at least Saturday, but it just gets so much colder within 24 hours, down to -12. We'll be in the minuses through to the middle of next week, and then we'll be on the pluses at times, the temperature fluctuations over the next 7 to 12 days are substantial. But the big takeaway is snow tomorrow morning.
Will it be good for tobogganing then? Fresh snow?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Last weekend I did see some kids on the ice. So yeah. Okay, finally tonight, a new Canadian superhero. As CTV's Laura Woodward reports, he was created in Saskatchewan by an American.
It's kind of like a Smallville meets Ted Lasso.
This is Skybreaker, the story of a Canadian superhero.
This takes place in Saskatchewan.
Skybreaker is found as a baby, abandoned in a prairie fields, and grows up discovering he has powers.
He gets the superhero bug. He helps someone and then he's like, oh, I want to do this all the time.
Born and raised in Tennessee, creator Steve Boyd has loved comics for as long as he can remember. In 2017, he moved to Saskatoon, and that's when his vision took shape.
I want it to be a window to living in Canada because my experience is, and I can only speak for myself, but I feel like Canadians know a ton about the U.S., but Americans know criminally little about Canada. I want the book to act as kind of a bridge.
The comic includes subtle nods, from Skybreaker wearing a tragically hip t-shirt to references of Métis culture. Boyd intentionally avoids the obvious Canadian stereotypes: no mousse and no maple syrup.
I feel like a lot of Canadian stuff is parodied from the U.S., so I wanted him to stand on his own.
And Boyd is already working on a second edition of Skybreaker.
I haven't shown this to anyone yet, by the way. It would be my dream to have a publisher, particularly a Canadian publisher, pick up the book.
And for Boyd, Skybreaker is more than a story about a superhero. It's his love letter to Canada.
I love being here. I love Canada, and I want to share that love with everybody.
Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
I know there's a difference between graphic novels and comics, but you're a huge fan of both.
I am.
Yes.
And it's interesting with Canadian theme and content. I think of Alpha Flight back in the 70s and 80s. I'm obviously dating myself, but there is a wonderful lineage of characters, at least, that are Canadian, and some great animators and artists who are Canadian in the business over the last, say, 60, 70 years.
Very interesting. Okay, on behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching.
For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And Gary and I will be back with your only late local newscast tonight at 11.
See you then.